Hey everybody, and welcome back. Thank you so much for dropping by. Today I felt like doing a storytime video because it is nice and rainy out. It hasn't quite started to rain yet, but it's nice and cloudy, and this weather always reminds me of the rainy season over in Japan when I went last time. Molly, I love you. Oh, I love you too. Oh. Yes, I went to Japan. I went about 5 years ago and it was amazing. My university was offered an exchange program with a corresponding university in Japan, and they have had this alliance for a number of years, and so I really wanted to take this opportunity to go. My original reason why I wanted to go to Japan was because when I was a little girl, my great-grandmother, while she was still alive, always told me stories about things of how her life went and where she wanted to go, and one of the main places she wanted to go was Japan. But of course, she was really getting up in age, but when she first told me the story, she was 88 years old, and she was very hard to get around and things, and she couldn't travel very much, and so she confided in me that she had always wanted to go to Japan, but she couldn't go. So instead, I promised her that when I was old enough, I would learn the language and I would happily go in her place and make sure that she got there at least once, And so, of course, she passed away at 94, but fast forward to when I was 21, I actually got to go to Japan, and so I'm going to tell you that story today. In fact, these are my great-grandmother's gloves that I got when she passed away. My grandmother, who saw her as a best friend, really gave them to me before I moved away from home to come here and be with my parents. So these are very special to me. I actually put these on an altar in Kyoto in a temple where you can ring a gong about 3 times and you sit and you pray for a moment, and I wanted to make sure that these mementos were there so she could, in spirit, kind of at least be there with me. So these have a lot of sentimental value, and I've had them for a long time now. So anyway, I think it would be best to do a story time of Japan and just like a recap. I was there for 3.5 weeks and a lot of stuff happened, but I think I'm just going to do like a quick kind of overrun of what all I did. Once I got to my dormitory, it was very easy to unpack, and we had a lot of space, really. I got my own room. I didn't have to share with anybody, and we were in a group of 13, and as a group we went out and we did like a lot of stuff. We mostly went out to eat. We went to the beach in Fukuoka, and we also got to hit up like the museum where they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima and all this, and we also got to go to Nagasaki. And I also, towards the end of my trip, got to go to Osaka and Tokyo, and I got to do that and ride the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train, and it only took about 2.5 hours. It's literally the fastest train in all of Japan and faster than most of the ones in the world, so it was a blast to ride in. So anyway, one of the main things I really love telling about Japan was when I really want to talk about my trip with my friend Mai, M-A-I. Anyway, I wanted to talk about how she had taken me out and really let me enjoy myself for a day. A couple of years prior, she got to come to my university with the same exchange program, and I promised her I would come and visit, and so when I did, she was excited, and I think we tackled each other in the rain. It was very epic, and I love her so much. She is such a sweetheart, and she really showed me a great time that day. She took me out to a diner to go eat. It was very 50s style, as if kind of like a Spangles here or just an old styled cafe. From there, I actually got to see this vending machine that sells Newports or cigarettes, and in Japan vending machines could literally sell anything, so that's kind of what I'm showing here, is a Newport cigarette stand. And finally, after that, she took me around to a maid cafe. I got to go to a couple of different ones while I was in Japan, but this particular one was my favorite because the maids came up and they were looking really cute in their Lolita outfits, and they had Neko ears and tails, and when you ordered a particular item off of the menu, I ordered a mocha, and it came in like the tiniest little cup, and it was adorable. But the maid came up and was all like talking in Japanese, like, come piki hapyo, you know, it's gonna be perfect, and did like this little charm for the drink. And I think Mai explained it to me as like they were trying to make it taste better with the charm or whatever, and she ended up drawing an Eevee on the cappuccino, and that's what I'm going to show you right here. And so it was like the cutest thing, and you can't tell me that it wasn't like cute. Look, it's an Eevee out of caramel sauce. You can't lose. You really can't. It's amazing. Anyway, and then finally after that I got to go to this like 5-tier comic book store. And when I say 5-tier, I literally mean like 5 stories. The bottom was like all the main new anime and manga. Like at the time, 5 years ago, like Attack on Titan was brand new in Japan, and we had barely heard of it in America, right? And then it came up, and the next one was like a new round of like maybe old style anime manga, or you can at least buy anime manga like drawing supplies. You can get the variety of paper, the tones, pencils, pens. I freaked out. I was, you know, a beginning art student, of course. That's exactly what I wanted. I couldn't afford all that, but apparently I could afford enough to buy fan comics, because when I finally got up to the 5th floor, skipping the hentai and ecchi level, Google it if you don't know what that is, I got to the top and I found the fan made section. So anyone who made fan comics could send them in, and they would sell them here at this place. And I was just all like, and I actually still have all of them, and so that's what this picture here is about. These are all the different types of comic books that I bought back in my day when I was really emo and kind of whatever. I was really into yaoi. I really love Boy on Point. I don't know why, I'm just obsessed, but specifically in comics, and I really love Naruto and Sasuke. You can hate me, I can lose followers, I don't care. I'm obsessed with that, and I could tell you all the different fan fictions on fanfiction.net that I'm obsessed with. But they sold that here. They had a section specifically for that, and any pairing you could ever think of, not just Naruto Sasuke, but any pairing you could ever think of across all animes and mangas whatsoever, they had a section for it, and someone drew fanfiction for it. So it was literally like watching fanfiction.net come to real life in front of my face, and it blew my mind. And I spent like not 60,000, that would have been $600, 6,000 yen, which is about $60, and I went and bought all this stuff. I regret nothing. I really don't, and most of it was cheap. It was mostly like $2, $3, and $4. I think the most I ever spent on any of these like fan comics was about $7 or $8, because, you know, they were in high demand or whatever, and so worth it. That's all I'm saying. It was freaking worth it, and I've read all of them. They're all in Japanese, and I figured it'd be a good kind of practice to work and translate them. And one of my friends, she knows who she is, did that a lot with her comics, and that's what made me want to do it with mine. So, and I still need to translate a couple, and it's been a while and I'm terrible, but now that I have free time I might actually get to go and do it. But anyway, I was super excited. I freaked out. I grabbed all this. I was like walking home with like 2 big bags, and you know, I'm pretty sure Maya is all like, why am I walking with this person? She had to pull me away, honestly, from all the bookshelves, because I was like, I gotta get this and I have to get that, and oh my god, they have my favorite pairing, yes. And she was like, Ashley, and she like take it out of my hand, sit it down, and then like pull me. I was like, but my comic books. And I was so like even right now, I'm so hyped thinking about it, like, oh my god, so it was like the best day ever. And I could tell you a 50-minute story about that damn comic book store, but that's also what this was, you know? That's where this came into play. That's all those comics, and then I got to go and look at all these rows, and this is what I bought. So in comparison, I was a really happy fangirl for the day. Goodness gracious. But anyway, that is my miniature story time about this particular adventure. If you like this video and you want to hear about the time that I got to stay with my host sister, as well as her coming back to America and hanging out with us for a week, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, come back and see that. If you want to hear the entire recap of the entire 3.5 weeks from start to finish and everything in between, I won't have a lot of photos. I literally only had about 10 photos online, and my other laptop crashed and wiped all of my data, and I lost thousands of pictures on there. And my heart is still broken 5.5 years later. I'm still crying about it on the inside. So, But thank you again so much for dropping by. I love you all so much. Thank you again for all your support, and stick around. My next video, though, is going to be a Mother's Day video, and I'm actually painting a waterfall for my mother for Mother's Day. She's been asking for this for years, and now that I've started my YouTube channel, there's no reason why I can't record a time-lapse of me doing that. So come back for a 2-for-1. Hope you have a great day, and happy Mother's Day weekend. Bye!